I should have been here. They're going to call us marauders, terrorists, or worse. I'm sorry. I promised you I'd never get back in one of those damn machines again.
Titanfall, Gamescom. Can you guys say anything more?
Well, it's our first playable, and you know, just seeing people get their hands on the game and hearing their feedback has been really overwhelming, as are the crowds. Oh my God.
Have you actually managed to make it out of this booth and onto the show floor?
I did when I was doing setup, but our guys who are at the booth are just sending us pictures, and it's incredible.
You're so jealous, right?
A little bit, because I want to see it. You know, it's like the first time that people are playing the game. Like, I love to be there. I love to watch people play.
I was going to say, so there must be that sort of stress, that pressure, almost a fear factor of getting this hands-on.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of terrifying. I mean, really nobody had played outside of EA and Respawn before this, and even then it wasn't that many people outside of the company. So, yeah, it's scary, and there's a lot of pressure on us. We had a great bout of press coming out of E3, and it's wonderful and it's exciting. It makes everybody at the studio very happy because they've been working really hard, but it's also a lot to live up to. So you're sitting there going like, well, when they play the game, are they going to feel the same way? So it's been very exciting.
I was quite surprised because there's a few games that we've seen that we've been tracking for like 2 years now, and we're only getting hands-on with it at this point. You guys, you've had the announcement, and boom, you got. I mean, was the plan always in action to by Gamescom to have sort of hands-on code for people, or was this sort of like a rush to the finish line the last couple of weeks?
It was actually hands-on at E3 for judges, so it was behind closed doors. Yeah, no, this really was. It's been hugely important to us. You know, here we are coming out and saying like, this game's really fun and we love it and we love to play it, but like, you know, putting it in the hands of fans is the only way that you truly, you put your money where your mouth is.
What are you showing? What's behind that door there?
Sure. We're showing Angel City. It's a new map. We're showing a mode called Attrition, which is similar to a team deathmatch mode. And we're showing 6 pilots, 3 on the M-Core side, 3 on the IMC side. So, and 3 Titan loadouts. So you're seeing a bunch of new weapons. And then we're just letting people go crazy.
With the map, it seems from the videos we've seen so far, it's very tight, dense maps. I mean, is that the idea going through for most of them in Titanfall, or do you have like more of a variety, sort of more expansive sort of visas?
We have a lot of variety. This is, I would say, it's one of our small, medium maps, and we chose it for Gamescom because it's got a lot of walls to run on, which is super fun, and also it's sort of a familiar setting. It's a city. I mean, you know, you see streets, you see cars, you understand that, like, you know, where you are. We have a lot more exotic maps, but we figured that this was a good way to start people out. You've seen some sneak peeks of them in the trailer that we showed at E3.
Okay, with the loadouts, with the weapons, I mean, how's that working? Can you sort of run us through that?
Yeah, for balance. You know, balance is one of the most important things whenever you have a multiplayer game. Otherwise, you know, everybody complains and yells at you the whole time. We have several balance components, because first of all, we have to balance everything between the scale and size of the Titans and the pilots, but the mobility really helps there. You're able to work around them very easily. And then you have, you know, weapons balance and the balance with the special abilities that you have in the game. We're showing the, you know, the Vortex Shields, where you grab the bullets and throw them back, and the electrical smoke cloud, and we're constantly playing, and that's how we do it. We play at work all the time. Everybody sends their feedback, says, hey, you know, I think that maybe this seems a little overpowered, maybe this isn't powered enough, and that's really how you balance something.
There would be that pull, I think, for some people just to get into the Titan as quickly as possible and just stick with the Titan. What are you bringing to the gameplay that will sort of get people out of the Titans and on foot?
It's really funny that you said that, because we have found that in our play tests, we end up playing more than 50% of the time as the pilot. being in the Titan is awesome. Calling down the Titan is really awesome, and there's a lot of really fun gameplay that you can do between them if you sort of start figuring out how to use the weapons in some clever ways. But the movement mechanic with the pilot gets really addicting. I spend a lot of time bouncing around the levels, and then I forget that I'm supposed to be over somewhere accomplishing something.
I have to say, I'm loving the loading animation when you're jumping into a Titan. There seems to be so many different ways of doing it. It just looks cool.
We have awesome animators, and they have had such a blast making these cool embarks and disembarks for the Titans. There's a bunch of them. So the one we showed at E3 where you slide through the legs and he picks you up, depending on what angle you're coming into the Titan from, you'll get a different one. So we showed in the Gamescom video, he's jumping through the hatch on top. If you're coming from the side, he'll snatch you out of the air if you time it right and put you right, in the center. Or you can, climb in and grab his hand, lifts you up in. That one's kind of adorable. But yeah, they've just had an amazing time, because you don't really want to have it where you just, you press X and you're in the Titan. That is so much less cool. So they've really done some neat things with it.
One thing we haven't actually touched on yet, music. I don't know whether you'd be able to sort of talk a little bit about what sort of the score is like for Titanfall.
I think you are actually the first person outside of our community to ask about this. We're working with Steve Barton. He's great. He did the soundtrack for Call of Duty 4. So I think he just released a press release this week, and he's got some stuff on his site. He's done the score that you're hearing here today, and we're incredibly happy to be working with him.
I was going to say that must be that sort of mix between, well how would you describe the score? I was going to try and say it down with that.
You know what? There's actually something special about it. There's a different one for the IMC and M-Course, depending on what side you're playing. You're going to be hearing some very different sounds, but I don't know if we've totally put all of that out there. No, as far as what it sounds like. So maybe I'll let him do that. That would be...
Watch the space, get.
And in fact, we're actually recording a lot of it now, so some of it's not in yet either.
Well, this leads me on to my next question then. I mean, where are you guys at the moment? I mean, you're obviously out here showing this off, but what have you got left over the next few months ahead?
Man, game development is never done.
Maybe I should say, what have you... Yeah.
I know. So, I'm the only one here because everybody else is seriously working really hard to get everything finished. Obviously we want to make, there's more maps that we want to put in. There's more stuff that's being written for it. Everybody has something to do. There's never not something to do. But we're pre-alpha right now, and coming in spring 2014, so we have a little bit more time.
So basically this is a vacation for you then?
Yeah, there's also no vacations in game development.
Come on, you must tell me. We're in lovely Cologne here. You must be out and about, no?
I have gotten to have some lovely meals really late at night after we're done here. I have some time before I leave. I plan on going to the top of the cathedral. And I've seen a lot of things on the way between the convention center and my hotel.
You've seen the traffic, you've seen the footfall. That's really about it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, here's the question. I know you get asked all the time, and I understand if you're just going to be like, all right.
I just did it to preempt.
Okay, so I appreciate it. Titanfall entering first-person shooter markets. Are you guys feeling the pressure?
Just like there's no vacations, there's always pressure in game development. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves. We really do, to make the game the best that it absolutely can be. And we're not really worried about what anybody else is doing. We play Battlefield. We're going to play Battlefield 4. We got to check out Destiny at E3. We want to live in a world where there's lots of games and fun games that we can play. I don't know. People put that pressure on us, but we're putting pressure on ourselves to make Titanfall as good as it can be. Do you see what's going on behind us? There's military. Yeah.
I thought it was a really good cue when you're saying about all these different types of games to play, and it's like, boom. Cool. But that's what I thought was quite interesting, where you've got Battlefield, you've got yourselves, you've got Destiny, you've got these shooters, but they're all completely different spaces. It doesn't feel like they're all converging.
No, that's great. I mean, we love that. And, we're doing our own thing, and that's what we wanted to do. So we hope that gamers think it's awesome and buy our game and theirs.
And just sort of wrapping up then, feedback you're getting from everyone that's playing the game, are you guys basically just compiling it up, writing it up, and then bringing it back to studio and going, all right, there's the weekend?
We are following as much as we can while we're doing interviews and giving demos of the game. But what's funny is I know back at the studio, a lot of the guys are watching the live stream from the EA booth. I mean, I can't even really see. I'm like, are you trying to see if people are smiling or whatever? It's very low res. But yeah, they're watching along at home, and we send them updates and just say like, hey, things are going really well, and they're reading all the articles and everything. They're really excited. I wish they could all be here to share this.
Listen, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you very much.